Very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Right, so now we have on Zoom, I think, have we got Kathleen ready? Kathleen Crisley on Zoom. Fire away, Kathleen. 5 minutes?
Right.
You got 5 minutes.
Yep, no worries. I have been a recent participant in the dog control hearings and thought it was a prime opportunity to share some financial information with you. I'm not here to ask you for money. I'm here to ask you to make money. And what I put in my submission this year was the financial information from the animal management section, which clearly shows that back in financial year 2020, they were making $2 million more than they are making now in controllable revenue. And that was attributed by the staff to enhanced enforcement activity over the COVID period. Again, just like last year when I submitted to the LTP, I really need you to be asking the right questions of your council managers about priorities, service priorities, and things that are getting revenue. I found it deeply disappointing to be asked by the hearing panel that both sides of the debate on dogs were asking for more enforcement of current rules, which haven't been proven to be faulty, simply they haven't been enforced. And the only question that was asked about that was, would you be prepared to pay more for dog registration? And you don't actually have to do that if you're making money through infringement notices. So the rest of my submission from last year largely is still valid, so I don't feel the need to speak to that. But I wanted you to look at your own financial information. And that's it.
Oh, short and sweet. Thank you. Do we have any questions? Councillor Henstock.
Good morning, Kathleen. Thank you for taking the time to make yourself available to speak to this. We don't have in front of you your last year's submission, so I wonder whether there is anything that you could tell us about any of the services that you value the most and don't want reduced, and conversely, where there could be any savings in services that are offered.
Well, I think the big savings, and I know you have climate change on your agenda quite highly, is that I don't think the council is walking the talk when it comes to climate change, because the biggest emitter is transport. And it's not up for the ratepayers to prop up the businesses in the central city. And I think a good number of your staff could be working on a hybrid situation, which would reduce the footprint of the city council's headquarters. And then you could be subletting that out, because I think the city council headquarters is a huge drain in terms of the finances on ratepayers. There's too much of a rate increase every year on ratepayers to pay. And a lot of empty space. When you walk into that, I was only there for the hearings recently, and those first two floors are largely empty space, big foyer doing nothing. And that's not the right use of space for ratepayers to be paying for either. But in all honesty, I don't have last year's submission in front of me either, because I have other priorities.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with us, Kathleen.
It's really helpful.
No worries.
Thank you, Kathleen. Nice to see you.
Okay, take care. Bye.
We have John Batchelor.